Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Panic Poker vlog. It's Jason, aka Panic Poker. I am here at Wynn Encore. It is Tuesday, June 13th, about 6:30 in the evening, and we're about to get into a 1-3 game. We're gonna buy in for the max, which I believe is $500 here at Wynn, so let's see if we can run it up. I'll see you inside. Alright, so we've been sitting at the table for about 30 minutes when we finally pick up a hand that is worth playing. We've got the ace of spades, king of spades, under the gun. We go ahead and raise this up to $10. Now there is an important note that you should pay attention to with this hand. The ace of hearts gets exposed during the deal. That becomes somewhat important as this hand plays out. The big blind now decides that $10 is not nearly enough. He 3-bets to $48. This is a very strong 3-bet. He's 3-betting an under the gun raising range, which is showing a lot of strength. I decide to just call and proceed cautiously here. I don't think that re-raising this 3-bet is a good option. He's just got a very strong range he's representing, so we see a flop of king, 6, queen with 2 hearts. We end up flopping top pair, top kicker. I'm putting him on a range of aces, kings, queens, potentially pocket jacks. When he bets $75 on this flop, I think he's definitely leaning more towards queens at this point or bluffs. I think when we flop top here, we have to give it at least one call before we just fold here. So we give it a call. We see a turn, which is the 10 of hearts. Not a particularly great card for us, especially when he continues firing here for $100. Now, I don't know. I felt like at the time that aces would slow down here. Hands like pocket queens might slow down here. But then I also thought he knows that I can't have the nut flush because the ace of hearts has been exposed. So I think I end up kind of leveling myself into a call here on the turn when I think we probably should just be folding. But as played, we see the 10 of clubs here. He almost insta-shoves for another $320-ish. And I'll let you hear the audio and you can hear my thought process. It can't have the nut flush.
Ooh, that was
queens, full house. Pocket aces is really unlikely. Pocket kings is pretty unlikely.
Florida to come back, highly unlikely.
Oh, my hand is just a bluff catcher at this point.
It's not possible.
Again, tournament players might be of the
Remember the next that 3-goal game in 2017? That was the extent of a goal game. 3 goals with like 11 minutes left or something. They blew that one. That's about as much as you can do.
That's about it, yeah. They score in the next minute or so, then maybe.
There's another one. What a save.
All right, sir, I'm going to believe you. We do end up folding, and the big blind shows king for a flop set, rivered full house, and we end up losing this pot. All right, here's another fun one with a premium. We have the queen of clubs, queen of spades in the small blind. Middle position 2 makes it 12. We 3-bet to 50. folds around to the middle position player who calls the $50, and we go to a flop. And unfortunately, we see that dreaded overcard, ace 4-3. I think on this particular flop, we can have all the aces, all the kings, ace, king, queens, jacks, etc. So I'm going to be down betting here with pretty much my entire range, which is what I do. I put in a $30 bet. The player calls, like, before I even get the money out, they're calling. So at this point, I feel that they pretty much have exclusively ace X. I'm not going to be putting in any more money in the middle. We check it down. They turn over ace of hearts, king of spades. We end up losing this pot. They lost a lot of value here, though, I will say that. All right, we've been having a rough go with the premiums, but no fear. We have the pocket rockets, the number one, the pocket aces in the small blind. This is going to be the hand that turns it around for us. We're ready to play a big pot. We're ready to win some money. It's a chop pot. Table laughs at me. Big blind gives me $1 and says, this is for your pain, and we move on. All right, let's see if we can turn things around. We are on the button. We have the king of spades, jack of spades, 2/5 of a royal flush. When it folds around to the cutoff, they raise to 15. We elect to call the 15 here in position. I think we could also be 3-betting, but I think calling is fine. Small blind elects to call out of position. So we end up going 3 ways to the flop here. The flop comes down pretty good for us. We see the 6 of spades, 10 of clubs, 4 of spades. So we have the flush draw with 2 overs. Small blind checks. Cutoff thinks for quite some time before settling on a continuation bet of $30. This continuation bet sizing to me screams of protection. They may have a hand like jacks, queens, and they're trying to protect against the flush draw. I think calling here is the best play, so that's what I go ahead and do. And we see the beautiful 7 of spades on the turn, giving us the flush. Now the cutoff slows down and checks it over to us. Betting here is the only option. The question is just how much do we want to bet? Thinking about the cutoff's possible holdings, I think they can have some 10x hands like ace 10 with the ace of spades, possibly king 10, queen 10, jack 10, and some other hands here as well like ace queen with the ace of spades that will call. So I think a big bet sizing is in order. I elect to go 75. I think we could be going a bit larger here, 85, even 90, and still get calls from worse holdings. As played, the cutoff thinks for quite some time on their decision. At the time, I was almost scared that they were going to be raising here. Not that we're ever folding, but if they raise, they're only representing hands like the nut flush or potentially a straight flush. They do finally call, and we see the worst card we possibly could see on the river, the 10 of spades. This puts the 4-liner to the flush, and it puts a paired board out there, so we're losing to full houses, we're losing to the ace of spades. So when they check, I check back here. I don't know, this could be a nitty check, but I don't feel like we're getting called by much worse in this spot. We do end up winning this $258 pot. I think we probably could have went for value on the river, something to consider in the future, but as played, we take it down. All right, last hand of the session, we have ace-king offsuit in the cutoff. Under the gun +1 player decides to raise this up to $6. That's not enough. I go ahead and re-raise this to $20. Everyone else gets out of the way, and it folds back to the under the gun +1 player who asks how much. Dealer tells him $20. He goes ahead and elects to put in the call. So we are going heads up here to a flop, which isn't the best for our exact hand. We see a flop of all low cards here of 2, 3, 9, rainbow. I think when the under the gun player checks to us, we should still be firing here quite frequently. We can represent all the overpairs, but we check and we see the 5 of diamonds now on the turn. Now the under the gun player decides to put in a bet of $25. I think we can still have the best hand here some of the time, and I think we can also potentially find some bluffs here on the river. So I go ahead and call the $25 bet, and we see the 7 of diamonds hit on the river. Now the under the gun player decides to check it over to us. I don't think my ace high here is going to be good enough to check back and go to showdown. I'm putting the under the gun player on a range of hands like 6s, 8s, 7s, although that's a set now. But I think we can potentially bluff here. We can represent the backdoor diamonds. I put in a half pot size bet of $50, and this puts the under the gun player in the blender. They tank for a good minute and a half here on this decision, and I am staring at the deuce of diamonds, just thinking fold, fold, fold. I again think they probably have a pocket pair here, like 8s or 6s, 4s, something in that middling pocket pair range that didn't connect very well with the board. So I'm thinking more than likely this bluff is going to get through until the under the gun player painstakingly decides to slide out the $50 call. So they do put in the call, and we immediately go ahead and just turn over the bluff, and they take down this pot. They show pocket 6s. So my range and hand reading was spot on. Just couldn't get them to fold this time around. Hey everyone, so I just got back to my place and I realized that the audio on the outro that I recorded at the Wynn, for whatever reason, wasn't working correctly. So there was no audio at all on those 2 recordings. So I'm redoing this here now at home. I wanted to share with you all the results of the session that we played. So we were in the game for 500 and we cashed out for 181. So unfortunately, that's a loss for us. I'll put the totals up here. I feel like we played pretty good. We got some good premium hands as far as pre-flop was concerned, but flops, turns, and rivers weren't really going our way tonight. And you know, with poker, unfortunately, if you're not connecting on the board and things just aren't running well for you, you're going to end up on the wrong side of it, which is where we were at today. So unfortunately, we took a little bit of an L today, but hopefully we'll be able to turn things around in future episodes. One thing I will say is I feel like I run bad on the vlog. So I played over the weekend and I ran really good. I had a good weekend, and then I play on the vlog during the week and not run so good. So if you like this, please do hit the like button. Please do hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. It does help out the channel a ton. Also hit that notification bell so that you don't miss future episodes. I really want to give a big shout out to everyone who has been watching the videos so far and who has subscribed to the channel. Thank you all so much for the support. Frankly, I'm overwhelmed by as much as I've gotten in a short period of time. So thank you so much, and I hope you guys are enjoying this and you're finding it to be entertaining, and I look forward to continuing to grow the community and growing the channel. So I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.